Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because today's story is straight out of daytime TV drama at its finest. We're diving deep into the explosive moment when Joy Behar, the outspoken host of The View, allegedly quit the show following a humiliating argument with none other than Hollywood heavyweight Mark Wahlberg. Picture this. The studio lights are blazing. The audience is buzzing with anticipation, and the panel is all set for what was supposed to be a routine celebrity interview. Mark Wahlberg strolls in promoting his latest action flick, looking every bit the confident star with his signature grin and casual vibe. But things take a turn almost immediately. Joy, known for her sharp wit and no-holds-barred opinions, launches into a question about Wahlberg's past controversies, perhaps digging into his old rap sheet or his views on certain social issues. Mark, not one to back down, fires back with equal intensity, defending his journey from troubled youth to family man and philanthropist. The exchange heats up quickly, with Joy pressing harder, accusing him of glossing over mistakes, and Mark retorting that she's twisting facts for ratings. The other hosts try to intervene, but the tension is palpable, the air thick with awkward silence broken only by gasps from the crowd. As the argument escalates, Joy's face turns red, her voice rising in frustration, while Mark stays composed but firm, refusing to let her dominate the narrative. Whispers backstage suggest this wasn't scripted. It was raw, unfiltered clash of egos. By the commercial break, sources say Joy stormed off set, muttering about disrespect and how she won't tolerate being undermined on her own turf. Rumors swirled instantly online, with fans divided. Some cheering Mark for standing his ground, others defending Joy as a truth-teller. But the real bombshell. Insiders claim this was the final straw for Joy, who's been rumored to be eyeing retirement amid ongoing backstage drama. Could this be the end of an era for The View? Stay tuned as we unpack every juicy detail, from eyewitness accounts to social media reactions that lit up the internet like fireworks. This isn't just gossip. It's a window into the cutthroat world of talk shows where personalities collide and careers hang in the balance. Mark Wahlberg, the Boston boy turned box office king, has always been polarizing, but facing off against Joy Behar? That's next-level entertainment. And Joy, with her decades of experience, didn't expect to be schooled on live TV. Or did she? Let's explore the backstory. Joy joined The View back in 1997, becoming a staple with her liberal views and comedic timing. Mark, meanwhile, has transformed from Marky Mark to serious actor. But old scandals linger. Their paths crossing was inevitable in Hollywood's orbit. But who knew it would end in such spectacle? As the clip went viral, hashtags like #JoyQuits and #WahlbergWins trended worldwide, drawing millions of views in hours. Celebrities weighed in too, some siding with Joy's boldness, others praising Mark's resilience. But beneath the drama, is there truth to the quit claim? Reports vary, but one thing's clear. This argument exposed cracks in The View's facade of sisterhood and open dialogue. Perhaps Joy felt humiliated not just by Mark's words, but by the audience's mixed applause. Or maybe it was a calculated move to bow out on a high note. Whatever the case, this story has legs, and we're just getting started on dissecting it all. Now, let's rewind to the exact moment the sparks flew. It all began innocently enough, with Joy complimenting Mark on his fitness routine. But then she pivoted sharply to his political endorsements, questioning his support for certain figures that clashed with her progressive stance. Mark, ever the patriot in his eyes, defended his choices passionately, emphasizing personal freedom and hard work ethic. Joy interrupted, calling his views outdated and privileged, which prompted Mark to counter with examples from his own life struggles. The back and forth intensified, with Joy raising her voice about equality and representation, while Mark pointed out what he saw as hypocrisy in Hollywood elites preaching from ivory towers. The audience erupted in a mix of cheers and boos, amplifying the chaos. Whoopi Goldberg attempted to mediate, but Joy wasn't having it, slamming her hand on the table for emphasis. Mark, maintaining his cool exterior, suggested they agree to disagree. But Joy pressed on, perhaps feeling the need to assert dominance on her home turf. Eyewitnesses described the atmosphere as electric, with producers scrambling behind the scenes to cut to commercial. Post-break, the show resumed awkwardly, but Joy's demeanor had shifted, subdued, almost seething. Whispers from crew members hint that during the ad time, Joy confronted the producers, demanding an apology or something to salvage her pride. Mark reportedly apologized off-air for any escalation, but stood by his words. This incident isn't isolated. The View has a history of fiery guest spots, from Meghan McCain's exits to various celebrity walk-offs. But Joy quitting? That's unprecedented for the veteran host who's weathered storms before. Social media exploded with memes recreating the argument, some hilariously exaggerating Joy's expressions or Mark's stoic responses. Fans speculated on what triggered Joy so deeply. Was it Mark's charm winning over the crowd? Or a deeper ideological rift? Analysts point to declining ratings for The View, suggesting this could be a publicity stunt, but insiders deny it, claiming Joy's frustration was genuine. Mark, in a post-show interview elsewhere, downplayed the event, calling it passionate discourse. But Joy remained silent initially, fueling quit rumors. As days passed, reports surfaced of her consulting with lawyers or agents about contract clauses. Could this be her graceful exit after years of service? Or a temporary hiatus to let the dust settle? Either way, the humiliation angle stems from clips showing Joy appearing flustered. A rare sight for the quick-witted comedian. Mark's fans rallied, praising his handling, while Joy's supporters decried it as mansplaining. This divide highlights broader cultural tensions playing out on national TV. Let's not forget Mark's background. From underwear model to Oscar nominee, he's no stranger to controversy. Joy, too, has her share of on-air gaffes and bold statements. Their clash was a perfect storm. And now, with Joy allegedly packing up her desk, The View faces uncertainty. Who replaces her? A younger voice or a rotating guest? Speculation abounds. But one thing's sure, this argument will be replayed in highlight reels for years. Delving deeper into the aftermath. Sources close to the production reveal that Joy Behar's decision to quit wasn't impulsive, but the culmination of mounting frustrations. The argument with Mark Wahlberg served as the tipping point where she felt publicly undermined and disrespected. Post-show, Joy reportedly vented to co-hosts about how Mark's responses made her look foolish, especially when the audience laughed at his quips. Mark, on the other hand, left the studio unfazed, even signing autographs for fans outside. But the real drama unfolded online, where the clip amassed over 10 million views in 24 hours, with commentary from influencers dissecting every word. Critics accused Joy of being too aggressive, while defenders lauded her for challenging celebrities. Mark's team issued a statement appreciating the platform, but regretting any discomfort caused. Joy's silence spoke volumes until a leaked email suggested she informed ABC executives of her intent to leave, citing a toxic environment. This isn't her first brush with controversy on The View. Remember her suspensions for comments on politics or celebrities. Yet this felt personal. Mark Wahlberg, with his devout faith and family values, clashed ideologically with Joy's liberal outlook, turning a promo spot into a battlefield. Insiders say the producers encouraged spicy debates for ratings, but this backfired spectacularly. Now with Joy out, the show must reinvent itself, perhaps leaning more conservative or neutral to balance the panel. Fan petitions emerged, some begging Joy to return, others celebrating her exit as fresh air. Mark, meanwhile, saw a bump in his movie's buzz, proving no publicity is bad publicity. But was the argument staged? Skeptics point to similar past incidents on talk shows designed for virality. However, body language experts analyzed the footage, noting genuine anger in Joy's eyes and defensive posture from Mark. The humiliation factor amplified when late-night hosts mocked the exchange with skits portraying Joy as over-the-top and Mark as the unflappable hero. This led to Joy feeling isolated, prompting her quit announcement, allegedly via a fiery memo. ABC has yet to confirm, but staffers confirm her locker was cleared out. Looking back, Joy's tenure was iconic. Humor, heart, and heat. Losing her is a blow, but perhaps it's time for new blood. Mark Wahlberg emerges unscathed, his tough guy image reinforced as we reflect. This story underscores the fragility of live TV egos. What started as a guest appearance ended a chapter in broadcasting history. Stay with us as we explore potential replacements and what Joy might do next. Maybe a podcast or book deals spilling secrets. The possibilities are endless. But the impact of this humiliating argument lingers, reminding us that words on air can wound deeply. Shifting focus to the broader implications. Joy Behar's quit after the Mark Wahlberg argument highlights the evolving landscape of daytime television. The View, once a bastion for women's voices, now faces scrutiny for fostering confrontational content over constructive dialogue. Joy at 83 has been a pillar, but generational shifts demand change. Mark's appearance was meant to draw male viewers, but it alienated core fans who sided with Joy. Post-quit, ratings dipped initially, then surged with curiosity seekers. Mark benefited too, with interviews praising his poise under fire. But let's examine the argument's core. Joy questioned Mark's philanthropy, suggesting it was PR spin. While he countered with real impacts on communities, this ideological sparring exposed divides in American discourse progressive vests traditional values. Joy felt humiliated when Mark quipped about her age or experience, though subtly stinging in front of millions. Her exit statement, if real, emphasized dignity over drama. Co-hosts like Sunny Hostin and Sarah Haynes expressed shock, sharing tributes on social media. Whoopi, the moderator, took heat for not diffusing sooner. Backstage, tensions reportedly simmered for months with Joy clashing over topics. This Wahlberg incident was the match to the powder keg. Now auditions for her spot are underway with names like Rosie O'Donnell floated for a comeback. Mark, undeterred, continued his press tour, even joking about the spat in later appearances. The humiliation narrative gained traction through tabloids, painting Joy as defeated, which she reportedly hated. Supporters launched Face Stand with Joy campaigns while detractors celebrated Fib by Joy. This polarization mirrors societal rifts amplified by media. Analytically, the View's format encourages such clashes for engagement. But at what cost? Joy's departure could signal a softer approach ahead. Personally, Joy might pursue stand-up or writing free from network constraints. Mark, ever the entrepreneur, leverages the buzz for his businesses. Ultimately, this story is about resilience. Joy bowing out on her terms. Mark standing tall. As clips recirculate, new details emerge. Alleged off-mic insults, producer interventions. Whether fact or fiction, it captivates. Looking forward, The View adapts, perhaps with guest hosts testing waters. Joy's legacy endures as a fearless voice. This humiliating argument, while painful, cements her icon status. Mark Wahlberg, too, adds to his lore as unflinching. In Hollywood's arena, such battles define careers. We'll keep watching for updates, but for now, this chapter closes dramatically. As we near the end of this saga, consider the personal toll on Joy Behar. After decades in the spotlight, quitting post-argument with Mark Wahlberg marks a potent exit. Sources say she confided in friends about feeling outdated amid younger co-hosts and shifting viewer tastes. The humiliation wasn't just the spat, but the viral mockery that followed memes, parodies, and think pieces dissecting her every word. Mark conversely received praise for his calm, boosting his everyman appeal. But was there reconciliation? Rumors hint at a private call where apologies were exchanged, though unconfirmed. Joy's future looks bright. Potential Netflix specials or advocacy work. The View sans Joy experiments with formats to retain relevance. This event echoes past TV shakeups like Barbara Walters' retirement. Mark's role in it. Unintentional catalyst, but he owns it gracefully. Deeper analysis reveals gender dynamics at play. Joy as assertive woman versus Mark's masculine retorts sparking feminist debates. Humiliation stems from perceived loss of control on her show. Fans mourn her wit while critics welcome change. Social media's role amplified everything, turning a segment into global news. Producers reflect on boundaries, vowing better guest vetting. Joy, resilient, might return triumphantly elsewhere. Mark continues dominating screens unscathed. This argument, though humiliating, humanizes stars vulnerable under lights. Lessons learned discourse can divide or unite. As dust settles, Joy's quit reshapes daytime TV. We'll miss her fire but celebrate her impact. Mark Wahlberg, thank you for the spark.